Tak, myślę, że ten, kto wytrwał, nie przełączył kanału tomguidekrakow, to może chwileczkę pooglądać. Dzisiaj robiłem turę testową do kanału Hey Go. Sorry, piłem sok marchewkowy, także trochę tutaj widoczne. W każdym razie jutro jest Międzynarodowy Dzień Holokaustu i tutaj postanowiłem zrobić turę testową na jutrzejszą turę anglojęzyczną na platformie Hey Go. Wiecie, że to jest angloamerykańska platforma, aplikacja, na której są płatne tury, które prowadzę już od roku. Mam tam ponad 200 followersów. Hello, happy home. As I tell few words in English too. Today is the eve of the International Holocaust Day, and today I did the testing tour for the Hey Go application. You know, it's the little competitor of the YouTube because it's a very high quality live streaming, and there I've got over 200 followers. But for you now, we say free of charge, you got some information about PLASZOW. Polskojęzyczni, proszę się nie bać, już mówię, tłumaczę. Wyjaśniłem, że jest właśnie Wigilia jutrzejszego dnia Holokaustu i tu na terenie Płaszowa, czyli w centrum Krakowa, czyli obóz koncentracyjny był w centrum Krakowa. Stoję pod pomnikiem Cęckiewicza. Był po prostu obóz w czasie II wojny światowej, o którym jeszcze parę słów powiem. Natomiast tura nie będzie długa, bo pójdziemy w kierunku willi Amona Götha. Stay connected because we walking to Commandant Villa Amon Göth, this Jew sniper from PLASZOW. Imagine every morning for the just pleasure, just he was shooting to Jews going to work. He killed over 500 Jews. The bloody commandant of PLASZOW, Amon Göth, and he was sentenced in the process in Krakow. And that's just more about him I tell you on the way. But behind me you see the monument. Something disconnected, and then you see the 5 boat figures. Just look at this. I'm in the city center of Krakow. Just have a look. That's just the busy. That road was built by the prisoners, Jewish prisoners and Polish prisoners from the camp PLASZOW. There's the concentration camp in the middle of the city. We are close to the city, the main market square to center of Krakow. There's only 3 kilometers. And there used to be the former quarry and the bricklayer factory. Today, corporation center, shopping mall, Bonarka with the chimney. The chimney is only mock. Hello, Indira. You see snow, temperature is very low, wind chill factor. I feel like a -5 degrees Celsius. But especially for you, short view. To jest kierunek Bonarka, oczywiście Polacy rozpoznają. I pomnik Cęckiewicza, ofiar faszyzmu. Ogólnie chodzi o tutaj ofiary Polaków i Żydów, którzy zginęli w obozie. Opowiem w czasie przejścia w kierunku willi Amona Götha, słynnego snajpera z Płaszowa, który prawie codziennie organizował sobie strzelanie do Żydów idących do pracy. Have a look. The 5 figures they are bowing. That's just like a symbolic. The Jews that they were just put in the holes. There was just digs. They're digging deep holes, and they were always 5. And they with a gun, with rifle, they were just killed with the whole series. And that's why there's like a broken hearts, the symbol of the Holocaust and the killing thousands of victims in PLASZOW. Look at this. That's just I'm on the hill, and here is just the deep hole, so-called Sea Hill, because mainly women were shot here, and they putting their bodies across, crisscross, and between they put the wood, quicklime, and that is just after the commandant ordered to exhumate bodies and burn again. is the good background to that place that you remember, you could connect that place with the moment that were burning of bodies. To jest miejsce tak zwany chipowy dołek, gdzie właśnie ciała były tak układane w poprzek z siebie i palone po tym, jak komendant kazał ponownie ekshumować ciała, by spalić wszystkie dowody zbrodni. Stąd właśnie taka forma. Tak, jest tutaj taki krótki. Hello, Linigos, stay connected. We're going to Commandant Villa in PLASZOW concentration camp. Yes, and have a look. That is the very typical hall, and the monument over there with the victims of PLASZOW. But today, you see, there's almost the central, the middle point of Krakow. Just Kraków, we are just east of the center. The temperature just the typical for the winter, wind chill factor -5 degrees Celsius. Now Museum of Krakow take care about the territory. Hello Sharon, welcome. If you remember, I started with the such tours I think a few even 2 or 3 years ago, even on Facebook. The PLASZOW is, I'm very strong connected with PLASZOW because my relative from the brother of grandfather was 1 month in PLASZOW and then transferred to Auschwitz. That's why today is the eve of the Holocaust Remembrance Day, and that's why that place is very strong connected also with the history of my family. Hello Sharon, that's just it's very important, is monument here put by the Jewish community. Have a look, here is in Hebrew, that side. That is the just is the told, witam serdecznie, that such crime is incredible, is the hard to pronounce it. We say only with one word, Jews. And the whole incredible things that happened here, they were committed by fascists in that time. They called the Hitler perpetrator, there's just the followers. And here is the we see menorah, and the monument sponsored by the Jews that here is in Polish. And now, if you like the picture, like a postcard, here's written in Polish. That's just commemorating victims. It's even was the one transfer of Hungarian Jewish women, and the train didn't go to Auschwitz, and they decided to kill the all Jewish women here on that hill. That's why it's just a special place of the Holocaust, mainly of Jewish women on the path. And that's just you see the people walking with dogs here around. That's the very special thing. There's still discussion. We're walking over biggest cemetery. Over 8,000 Jews were killed here. That's in the whole territory, and just still the place that we need silence, and walking over cemetery with dogs is the still question. Should just the place be such recreation center? That is the that just I show you in the background only because it's not so very interesting. The monument commemorating the Polish policemen, they were killed here. Why policemen, Polish blue police, so-called navy blue police? You know, they were involved in the liquidation of the Krakow ghetto, Jewish ghetto in 1943. They were eyewitness, and they were just were killed here in PLASZOW. To był pomnik Polaków, polskich policjantów granatowej policji, którzy byli świadkami też i uczestniczyli w likwidacji getta krakowskiego. Yes, there's the very proper snow, but very little. It's just a very small amount. As just I think few centimeters, but the temperature -5, the wind chill factor in Poland, you see, is not blue sky, it's very chilly. And look at this, there's even such nice billboards showing the photos, showing the former camp. You see, even in English, just you got the describing the Museum of Krakow. They make the such take care. There were 200 barracks. But there was even the service of SS and auxiliary service of the Jewish police and the Ukrainians. There were over 1,000. That's why there was such amount of the perfect. Perfect. Welcome. Just all please connect each other if you like. And you see the everyday roll call at just the 6 a.m. The exhausting work, and always I repeat such amount. The prisoners, they got less than 800 calories a day. You know, the physical workers, they needed more than 5,000 calories a day. So there's such 10 hours work in the quarry, or just hard physical work. In the different workshops, they were here on the left side. There are today no traces. It's there like Auschwitz-Birkenau. In Birkenau, there are almost no traces. And here, the same. There's just you cannot find any barracks. You had only imagine, and because of the photos, we could see what was here. That's why here were the workshops for the brush makers, or just suitcases, or clothes, or watches. Why watches? Everything that was the robe of Jews for the transports. You know what happened step by step. In Krakow before war there were 70,000 Jews, but just the beginning of the Second World War, some of them, they were relocated. They have to leave the Krakow. The Krakow is the planned as the pure Jewish German city. We see Jew-free. And the Dr. Hans Frank, as the educated lawyer from Munich, felt like a king. He took the place on the Wawel, and ordered to at first relocate the Jews. Were not permitted to get the old town. And in March 1941 was the created ghetto, Jewish ghetto, but not in the Jewish district Kazimierz, but on the other riverside in district Podgórze. We are here also in the district Podgórze. Góra, it means mount, is the just on the mount district. And in that place, that was just created. That is just close from here, 2 kilometers, ghetto. Ghetto existed 2 years, and in March 1943, again, decision of the liquidation of ghetto, and work-fit Jews had to walk here 2 kilometers. Hello, Papa Jay. Oh, excellent! As I learning of you, your sense of kindness and things, because I talking about, is a full snowy corner here. Just I'm in the concentration camp, and the place is very sad because today is the eve of Holocaust Remembrance Day, and here is the place. Look at this, the cross, but very untypical cross with the that's just the barbed wire, like from the concentration camp. Yes, the barbed wire. The Germans, the SS, here the whole camp had the 11 watchtowers with SS men, and of course Ukrainian auxiliary service, Blackies so-called, and they were here Chujowa Górka, Polish. Execution of men mainly, and the Polish men, they were Polish prisoners were killed, because in that place, thank you, welcome, and that is the place, that the H hill is the place of execution Polish prisoners of Camp PLASZOW. Over 8,000 prisoners were in PLASZOW, and between a lot of and a much worse even condition get the Polish prisoners even than Jews. That's interesting. That's why PLASZOW, and between them was my brother of my grandfather, Aleksander Witowiecki. He was, that's now personal history. He was the 31 years old. and educated lawyer, they graduated of the Jagiellonian University, and then arrested by the Gestapo at midnight. There was the second Sonderaktion Krakow, then taking to PLASZOW, and from here transferring to Auschwitz. In Auschwitz was just after 1 month he got the lung problem, tuberculosis, and it was just a shot there. That's why it was the action of the intelligentsia action in Krakow. That's why there's a place is very connected with my history of my family, of mother's side. That is the PLASZOW camp. In one moment you see the nice view, bird's eye view on the camp. That's now is the best. We started at the monument that you see. Oh, there's just over there. That is the monument of the victims of fascism, the grey house, and the territory of the camp. And we started from that place, and we walking parallel. There was the Appellplatz, the roll call, 80 hectares big camp, and here is the villa of Amon, Göth, the commandant, the Jew sniper from PLASZOW. If you watch the film Schindler's List, that every single day he was shooting to Jews from his balcony just for pleasure. Oh, and then you see that is that's something. Hello, Taga, well, please stay connected. You see the snowy landscape, -5 degrees Celsius. But it was snowing a half hour ago. I did the testing tour for the HeyGo platform, HeyGo application. There's the live streaming tours. That was the people all over the world to watch Krakow, the most interesting corners. But I checked the power of signal here. Thank you, happy the same to you. And just we walking direction the villa of the commandant, because it's still always in that place is the question, where was the villa of the main perpetrator, the person that the Jews afraid to look into his eyes. He get here exactly that I walking here, he get their own place for the own dogs. The dogs got the much better, absolutely the super prisoners. There was just the special school dogs, Dobermans, that Ralph, they even for the pleasure put on the Jews and they teared them apart. Thank you. Just say I look on my feet, because it's there's the territory of quarry, and the roads are just the gravel path covered with icy. Także idziemy jeszcze w kierunku willi, taka krótka informacja, i zobaczmy tutaj Amona Götha. Just again the nice poster showing the work, exhausting work, 10 hours a day. The women, they were created so-called special human trains. That was the fantasy of commandant. They didn't get horses for towing the stones up the hill, but the horses were for commandant for the ride, and the women had to load the stones and the towing up the hill, 55 minutes, 5-meter break, and again 10 hours a day, every single day, exhausting work. The barracks were of course full of people. There was just even overcrowded, over 400 or more. And there were bunk beds, and of course full of insects. The still danger of workshops, because the Germans, of course, they got just always took care on the cars like a little baby, and they was just a special service in that corner. But we're going round, because on the left we're coming close to the SS Straße, because that was the fantasy of the Göth to destroy the former Jewish cemetery on that place. and they paved the street with the Jewish matzevot. Thank you. And the matzevot, those are just the matzeva, the gravestones, and the street SS Street, was the paved with the just the Jewish gravestones. That's why the name of it. Oh, just one view. Look at this. How many such posters were made with the plan? Again, I show again with the finger. Sorry for the pointing. That is that we walking from the monument. Is the Appelplatz roll call ground to the SS Strasse, and this is exactly we walking there to Amon Göth Villa. Hello, Mitch. Welcome. Stay connected. Thank you for any recommendations. Of course, there's just the staying. There's just so important. And then look at this. That is the prisoners in the striped uniforms. You know, that was the typical white and we say gray or blue. Those are just the striped uniforms. The prisoners during the war. Here, interesting, in PLASZOW concentration camp, we say Nazi Germany concentration camp. We have to point because it was the Nazi Germany. During the Second World War, that was the place. Look at this. Let's do, because of the Holocaust Remembrance Day, I give you for one moment silence. That's why you see how we are in the middle of the city Krakow, and look at this, how nice silent is here. Mm-hmm. Yes, that is the interesting. I always looking such places that you could hear silence. Papa J as the good musician, you know, I got there for the good musicians too. That is such information. That's just the good musician, to play silence, and to play silence is the heart. Oh, look at this! The people taking care on the birds. The place that's interesting. Is immer fresh bread, but look at this. There's the such information that we are in the very important place. This is in English. There are visitors. You are entering the site of the former Nazi German concentration camp PLASZOW. Please respect the grievous history of the site. Yes, thank you. Welcome. And that. Now, there's not researching the territory. There's still a lot of parts of the camp. They need any archaeological researching. The first groups, they were American archaeologists, then Turkish. Now the Polish Ministry of Culture started just digging. They discovered the former matzevas, the gravestones, the streets they paved with the matzevas, but they everything covered again, and that is just now only project of the museum with artifacts they discovered, but discovered there a lot of pieces of the former, pottery, cutlery, or just what the Jews had with them, Jewish and Polish prisoners in camp. But imagine, we still in the camp, and now around us villas. We are in the luxurious street with the beautiful houses. Look at these lovely houses. Today is the Hetmana Street. But on that place, that was the villa of Commandant Amon Göth. At first, few information about him. You know, he was born in Vienna. Father was the publisher. He could do the career as just the son of the rich father. But he sacrificed to SS. He wanted to be in SS. And after he started career, he was responsible for the actions in the east territories of general government, the liquidation of the Jewish ghettos in Tarnów, Szebnie, and arrived to Krakow as experienced killer. Especially he had the pleasure for the killing Jews before breakfast. He couldn't eat breakfast if before he didn't see blood. And exactly, we suppose that because it's not so 100%, but according to some witnesses, because they could be shot by Amon. he took his rifle, he went on the balcony and just out of the window and just shooting them. This just supposed on because it was the road SS Straße, called as the SS Street. The SS, it means Schutzstaffel, as the special guards of Hitler. Just such. In one moment, we see that the house a long time was there just almost there was any communal flats, council flats, and now is the full private. And the long time the villa they could be sold. Someone they could anyone they could buy even city Krakow, but a private investor bought it, refurbished. And you see on the left the villa of Commandant Amon Göth. There's the date is at the top 1934. That's why the house under rock. That's why there's since 1934 is the such villa just on that place. There was the farmer, maybe even any Jewish owners before war, and then there's just the private investor, and this like a red house. I did the vlog about the red house. And you remember that I think is the record of views on my YouTube channel, because I did the topic here. I'm talking with the background with the villa. Just exactly, I show you. You remember that film? Or just exactly here. I'm staying 1 year ago or so, and I talking about that villa in the background. Yes, and what is the change? It's here almost nothing. It's just we preparing museum of Krakow. This is just doing the new place. The former just the prison from the prisoners of the SS. SS got their own prison a little lower, and they organizing the new museum over there, but that place. Hello, Łukasz, witam serdecznie. I should do. There's a very big thanks for my biggest supporter, Łukasz. Dzięki, Łukaszu, bardzo. Proszę zadawać pytania. Przepraszam, że tak stricte znowu na angielski się przerzuciłem, ale jakiekolwiek pytania. No mówię, że tutaj nie ma wstępu. Balkon ten, z którego Amon Göth strzelał, jest po drugiej stronie i nie wejdę tam, bo jest za ślisko. Jest tam, można skręcić kark, także I don't go to the place that was the balcony on the other side, and I did the other tours on the Facebook that I showed at the balcony, and on my little short vlogs. We know a lot of facts of the two Jewish servants of the Helens. They told they kept the Jewish servants in the cellar of the dead villa, and they were treated very badly, and they organized the parties almost every weekend, just on the other side of the villa, not on that side. That side was just a classical road to work, as you see on this part. Today, Hetmana Street on this part. There's a very luxurious villas around. Others villas that were on the accompany on that place. There's only one view just on the railway station PLASZOW. The logs they shouldn't be so very long. I don't want to make the long boring vlogs or the live streams. And have a look. That is just the Plaszowska Street, and there's the railway station PLASZOW. That's why today the block of flats they're standing all around here, they were put 20 years ago. The same, they're staying on the territory of the concentration camp. Everything here was just the concentration camp. The long time was nothing here. And the 20 years ago, the time is running. They put the new block of flats. There was the place for the barracks of the Ukrainian auxiliary service, and you see the other villas completely new appeared just on the way. And here just the street is the today continuing street is called Jerusalem Street. Interesting, with the grey house. the former SS prison. Here the thousands of prisoners were tortured to death in the cellars. There were even standing cellars, and there's just inscriptions there, the scratched different names are on the walls of that house. There were council flats. The Jewish community gave the house to the Museum of Krakow and on Kraków, and now we're preparing the museum that should be there. Is the still on the way. And last view on the quarry. The quarry, thank you, that's just net information. And then look at this, there was the villa of Amon Göth was over there, and here at the such distance, there's the almost invisible the shooting in the quarry. If you watch the film Schindler's List, the scenery from the Schindler's List was in the Liban quarry. There's the 1 kilometer away from here. There's my other live stream is going to I'm going to do there again, good professional live stream there. Don't worry, maybe if I do tomorrow Hago tour, after Hago I going there and doing for you something. That is again surprise. And now just I don't want to extend because it was very spontaneous. I did such live stream you know, just very spontaneously because that it was the testing tour for Hago. I wish you the perfect part of the day. With the words never again I finish, because if the such crimes that in the Second World War happened once, they could happen again. If the person could feel like a god, Amon Göth felt like a god. He was captured in the SS spa in Bavaria, then put to Polish prison. There was that trial in Krakow, and as they hanged, and his body was cremated and ashes smashed to the Vistula River. Amon Göth, the commandant of PLASZOW. You could watch BBC film, very good, Inheritance, about his daughter. They thought about him, or his granddaughter, Jennifer Teger. She discovered she's black, and she was adopted by Israeli family, and she discovered that she's her grandfather, and she wrote the book Amon, My Grandfather Would Have Shot Me. That's very interesting. Just absolutely person, and they recommended to watch that. But here from PLASZOW, short greetings in the eve of International Holocaust Remembrance Day tomorrow.